Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Soli-Village channel. Tonight, we're taking a trip to a place whose very existence is a slap in the face of logic. A place in the middle of one of the driest deserts in the world, a village that simply should not exist, a real illusion, a mirage you can live in. Welcome to Huacachina, Peru. The first thing that blows your mind is the landscape itself. An ocean of golden sand, dunes as tall as skyscrapers, and right in the middle of this absolute nothingness, an emerald green lagoon surrounded by palm trees. It's as if a painter dropped a single splash of green onto a vast yellow canvas. But this isn't just a pretty picture. This is a living organism with secrets that science has only just begun to scratch the surface of. Here, the dunes are alive. I'm serious. These aren't ordinary sand dunes. These are star dunes, sandy giants with multiple arms, formed by complex wind patterns, constantly changing shape and moving. Geologists call it aeolian processes, but the locals call it the breath of the desert. And sometimes this desert sings, a rare phenomenon known as singing sands. When the wind blows across these dunes at just the right angle, millions of grains of sand vibrate in unison, creating a deep, humming, otherworldly sound. It's as if the desert itself is singing you a lullaby, or perhaps a dirge. But the beating heart of this enigma is the lagoon in the middle. Incan legends say this lake was formed from the tears of a beautiful princess mourning her lost lover. One day, disturbed by a hunter, the princess fled, dropping her mirror, which shattered and became the lagoon. The cloak that trailed behind her created the colossal sand dunes. The princess herself is said to have become a mermaid who still lives at the bottom of the lake. Science tells a different story. The lagoon was fed by underground aquifers, but the story gets stranger. For decades, the water level was mysteriously dropping. It was dying. Scientists said nearby wells were draining the groundwater. So, to keep their legend alive, the locals began pumping water from nearby cities into the lagoon. Today, this lagoon isn't a natural miracle. It's a patient on life support, kept alive by an artificial transfusion. And the people here, Huacachina's population is less than 100 people living in a mirage. Their job? Selling this very illusion. They are the guardians of a dream. One of their strangest traditions is the offering to the mermaid. Old fishermen, back when there were fish, believed that any man who slept alone by the lagoon would be dragged into the depths by the mermaid. That's why some families still leave a small dish of pisco, Peru's famous spirit, by the water on nights of the full moon, as a gift. Their lifestyle is a complete paradox. On one hand, they live in one of the most peaceful places on Earth. On the other, they wake up every day to the roar of iron chariots. These giant machines, called dune buggies, take tourists up and down the dunes at insane speeds. It feels like you're starring in a real-life Mad Max movie. And then there's sandboarding. Here, instead of water, you surf on frozen golden waves of time. This sport, perfected here, has a surreal feeling, dropping from a 100-meter dune with a wooden board under your feet as wind and sand whip your face. The plants here also cheat to survive. The palm and eucalyptus trees have sent their roots down tens of meters into the sand, like a complex neural network, to reach those damp veins of water. Even the animals have their own story. There's a species of lizard whose skin has evolved to the exact color of the local sand, making it practically invisible. Or the small birds that have learned to shelter from the hellish midday heat under the shade of palm fronds. At night, this place transforms into a planetarium. Due to the extreme dryness and lack of light pollution, Huacachina's sky is one of the clearest in the world for stargazing. The Milky Way is painted across the sky like a brilliant brushstroke. And their food? There's a small restaurant that serves a special dish, lagoon soup. Of course, they don't use the lagoon's water anymore, but the old recipe included a specific type of algae that grew only in this lake, which had a salty and slightly sweet taste. But the great, terrifying secret of Huacachina is its fragility. This village, this miracle, could disappear at any moment. The moving sand dunes are a constant threat, threatening to swallow the village whole. The water level is always at risk. It feels like you're watching a dream, and at any moment, you might wake up to find nothing was ever there. So the final question is this: is Huacachina a miracle drawing its final breaths, or an illusion that we humans are desperately fighting to keep alive? Whatever the answer, this village is a powerful reminder that life, even in the most impossible of circumstances, finds a way, even if that way is just a beautiful legend.